Ladies and gentlemen, on the line, I have L.A. Pone. What up, man?
Yes, sir. How y'all doing, man?
Man, doing great, homie. Doing great, man.
Way down in the jungle deep. Man, we're gonna go ahead and take this somewhere. We're gonna go ahead and take it somewhere with that prison life, man. I said we talked about the good, the bad, now let's talk about the ugly.
Yeah.
You know, that's going on there. There's so much shit, man. I told you, Dusty, up to this time, I did about 13, 15 years off and on in these different jails. And some of the shit that I've seen, homie, some of the shit that I've seen, I couldn't wait to talk about it. You know, write it in a book or something like that. And ain't no snitching, man. Everything is involved, and everything is a good love, and everything is true jokes.
Yeah.
But
talk to me. Tell me the first thing that comes to mind.
The first thing that comes to mind, man, is let's put it on Sealmore. Now, remember I tell you when I first went to Sealmore, so they puts me in with a guy, and he's this little Spanish guy. He ain't from anywhere. But the thing is, man, is he's about 12, 13 years old, and he's scared to death. So everybody tells me, they say, "Oh man, you got to go in the room with him. You got to go in the room with him." I'm like, what what is all this hype about? You know, he's just another motherfucker. So they tell me that he shits and pisses in the bed. And you know, in Sealmore, there is no toilets in the room. You feel me? So, man, I'm in there, and of course they put me. I'm new, so they put me on the floor. He got the bunk on the the concrete slab. But anyhow, I wake up about 12 to some popping and crying, and I'll be damned, man. This motherfucker sitting up in his bed crying and shitting. He's scared to tell him he got to go to the bathroom. That's what all this was about. He was scared to ask the COs anything. But I got up, cussed his ass out, had a pep talk with him, and kind of had a pep because I felt sorry more than anything. Felt sorry for his ass, but he was good. He was good to go after that. You know, I don't say we became good friends, but he stopped shitting and pissing in the bed. So hell yeah. So that's one of the things that went on. And man, you know, in everybody's interview about Nellis, I never hear this guy's name. You ever remember this guy named God B?
Nah, it doesn't ring a bell.
Okay, well, yeah, he was like an icon on Nellis. He had been there for years and years, and he was one of the no offense to the gay community, but that's what he was, a gay guy that did a lot of the maintenance and stuff like that, the maintenance work. But yeah, so if you was there during the area, if anybody was there in the 90s, the early 90s, late 90s, I'm sure they remember that big crazy motherfucker, God B. But he was known for a whole lot of crazy stuff. Yes, sir.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, but
white dude, was he a white cat?
Man, he was a black dude, and he was black, and he was real big, and he was gay, and I'm sure he took a lot of ass over there on Carter. That's the unit I was trying to remember, but yeah, he was a manipulative. He was a manipulative cat, man, a manipulative cat. So, Duffy, I wanted to tell you too, man, about this one thing that I had never seen in none of the prisons. I tell you, I've been in and out these jails, man. And when I went to Jackson, Mississippi, I started school down there. My mother had me coming straight out of youth authority, man, signed me up for college. So I'm coming straight out of Nellis. And I leave Nellis in April. September, I'm on damn college campus. So that's how strange life was. But I got locked up down there for an argument after a little club thing they had at they would have dances after football games and shit like that. So I ended up, man, driving my car kind of recklessly, just leaving the scene. But man, they thought I was trying to run over people, so they locked me up in the jail down there, Hines County Jail. Oh my God, man! The only thing that I can compare it to, I've seen on TV is the Apex in Colorado homes. You know what I'm talking about?
Is that the one where they wear pink and all that?
No, that's the one that's that's the one that's underground. I mean, once I go down there, they put you down there and you don't see daylight. So that's what this Mississippi jail was like, man. Once you enter, like you don't see, there's no windows. You don't know what time of day it is. So you know, ain't nothing scared. Scared. I'm just all soaking in the new way they doing stuff down there in the new facilities and the new jails and shit like that. So they got a red line and a green line. The green line is the line that coming in, you better not step off. And I'm talking about toe to toe. And the COs there, I don't remember any black COs, man. That's Mississippi is unlike California. You don't have any Mexicans. It's black and white. And that's it. I mean, that's it. That was crazy. But you don't see too many others of any race, just black and white. So there was a sign on the wall that it's burned in my mind to this day, and it said, "This is a no hostage facility." Now I done been to plenty of different facilities and never seen that sign, man. I mean, California the hardest. And you telling me this is a no hostage facility, so they saying that if you try to kidnap a guard or something and break out of there, they're going to shoot you and the guard.
Damn.
So this is. Hell yeah. So this opened my eyes to it. And mind you, I'm a college student, man, in there for a damn reckless driving charge. But they gave me they tried to use his car as a missile, something like that. But I had no intention of hitting nobody. So anyhow, they put me in the tank. Now, the tank down there, the holding tank, the processing tank. Anybody that been down there. And that's why I like doing this interview too, Dusty, because everything that I'm gonna tell you in this interview, in this story, a whole lot of people can attest to because they done seen it or they done experienced it. And I know, man, just like when I listen to the interviews of all the cats, and I hear the one you did with Ron Jenkins the other day, I know Jenkins, man, and that interview really hit home because I always knew the way he felt about us. He wanted us to change. But he knew he understood us as wards too. He knew where we came from. But he was one of the COs that was on our side, man. Yes, he was. So anyhow, yeah. So anyhow, down here in Raymond, Mississippi, right outside Jackson, Mississippi, in this jail I'm telling you about, man, they put us in a holding tank. And you have to stay in this holding tank for 72 hours because that's what, that's the process. So that's when they see when you're sick, if you're a troublemaker, you're being monitored, if you're going to make bond or whatever. So, man, I'm talking about in a thing, it got 3 slabs where you can sit down on 3 concrete slabs, about 8 foot long, each one of them. And when I got in there, I got it was still space on there. I got in there, and I think I got in on a Friday, and by Sunday, man, that thing was packed like sardines. I'm talking about you couldn't even walk to the toilet. You had to step over people, and people had to move, and I was watching that when people get up and take a piss. Like, it's so many people close that the drippings is the overspray. You're going to get on somebody. So this was some crazy shit, man. Yeah, that was some crazy. But that was Mississippi, man, and everything that you eat, they feed you good as hell. Yeah, they feed you good as hell, but you out there picking everything that you eat, man. All the vegetables, all the corn, all the beans, all the shit. I got tired of beans, in 3 days. In 3 days, I stayed in. But yeah, that was Mississippi, man. And I didn't stay there. Like I said, I stayed there about 7-8 days. I stayed in there. But one incident, man, it was a big old pod, and there's about 26 cells at the bottom and 26 cells at the top. So on this one particular day, now mind you, the whole mindset of a prisoner that's coming out of LA, California, in Mississippi is totally different. Like, we wear every fucking thing. We wear colors, tattoos. So all I'm thinking, man, is black and white. So I'm assuming that every white guy must be Nazi, must be Aryan brother, or something like that. But of course it ain't like that. But I'm assuming that. So this one guy next to me, man, in the cell next to me, single cells, guy next to me, he's a little short white guy, and he is they had us step outside our cells. One night just came out of nowhere. Everybody step outside your cells. So of course we step outside our cells, take off your shirt. take off your pants. So now we just standing there in our boxers, and they walking past me, looking at everybody's tattoos. I guess, now that I think back on it, I guess to see if anybody was getting new work, maybe, I don't know. But, man, they came, and all these are good old boys, man. These are white, corn-fed COs. They probably don't like no black people, Mexican people. They walked through, man, and they looked at me, and I said, "Oh shit, I'm finna get fucked up," But they passed me by and stopped at the white dude next to me. And mind you, he was a little short dude, man, but he had them Nazi swastika signs all on him. They said, "Oh, you're a badass, huh? You one of those?" And he looked at him, just shaking his head. Man, they pushed him in his room and whooped his ass right there in front of me. I said, "Oh my God, look, I ain't scream. I hadn't heard nobody scream like that since getting beat as a child." Damn. You feel me? Yeah, hell yeah, since getting the ass whooping as a child. That man screamed like a child getting his ass whooped. So that right there, man, and it messed me up because I said, these are white COs doing this to a white inmate.
Imagine
what they'll do to a nigga. Shit, that's right. Imagine what they'll do to it. But anyhow, that was one of the craziest experiences in the jails, and that was down in Mississippi, man. They don't play down there. Everything is overcrowded. I mean, holding tank for court, you put in a big old building, man, an old skyscraper, and it's probably, you can fit 2 gyms, 2 basketball courts in there, and it's 1 CO at the front. And the rest of it, man, it's like on the block with way too many people. That's what it's like. 2 bathrooms in there, 1 telephone. If you're thorough, you can get on it. If you ain't thorough, then you ain't gonna use the phone, But hell yeah, so that's the holding tank going into court. So that was crazy down there. That's one jail I never want to stop at again. Going back to Nellis too, like I said, I'm gonna be back and forth, man. You know how I jump around there. Mr. Davis, Mr. Davis was the culinary arts staff dining hall, and my hat's off to that man. Any piece on Nellis, any piece of outside reality, man, we took to. And when I say that, I say like, if there was a youth counselor on there who lived in your neighborhood or knew your family, you would probably politic with them, like California. California was dead in the middle of South Central Los Angeles. So when he came in, a lot of dudes flocked to him just to hear what was going on or the newness in the neighborhood or whatever. But so Mr. Davis brought in the other side of what was going on. Like, yeah, man, they got new Cadillacs out there. He was like an old pimp, but I'm sure he was married and all that. But he brought some pimping humor to Nellis, So at this time, the OJ thing was going on, the OJ trial, and we were piled up in his office, man. We had a carton of cigarettes. I don't know where the hell them came from, but we were smoking cigarettes. And you remember in the first interview, I was telling you how I dealt with so many different dudes, man. Because from my background, I've just always been a people person. Mm-hmm. So there was this one guy there, man, big old dude. Yeah, he held his own. He was a gang member. I don't know where he was from, but he was an Asian. And me and him was cool as hell. But he reminded me of Bolo. You know that guy Bolo? Mm-mm. The kickboxer. But that's who he reminded me of.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. But we was watching the OJ trial, and I'm going to tell you, when they didn't ride, Mr. Davis was always known for being happy, never getting mad, work hard as hell under pressure. Like we work staff dining hall, so we could get like 30, 40 visitors up in there. And man, this man jumped behind the grill, worked cool out under pressure. The rest of us going crazy about all of, but yeah, when the OJ trial, and everybody's supposed to ride, they was in downtown and they didn't ride and all that. He was mad as shit. I'd never seen him go off like that. Man, and he started cussing. He said, "Motherfucker, he did it. I wanted him to get convicted." He said, "I was looking forward to that." He said, "Cause he wanted to see the people ride." He said, he thinking about getting himself TVs and all that stuff. He wanted to see him ride, but. So that was Mr. Davis, man, but he was cool, and he kept the temperature a little different on that place. I tried to stay around that. being locked up, man, is enough. You know what I'm saying? Just being locked up is enough.
Yeah.
So anyhow, man, I'm gonna take it up a couple years later. Well, a whole lot of years later. So I end up doing some time for some distribution narcotics. And lo and behold, my eyes always been bad, man. My eyes had always been bad. And I found out on Nellis. You know, a lot of times when you're young, man, and you can't see nothing, like your eyes be fucked up, and then you know, that makes you lose interest in school because you can't see the chalkboard. Well, yeah, I was one of them kids right there, man. Smart as hell, but I just didn't want to sit at the front of the class. And anyhow, so on Nellis, you know, they show you the movies. And man, they brought some good movies. We had some COs that brought some good movies up in there. So I wanted to see the movies, so I ordered me a pair of them glasses. You know them black glasses they had? They sent me from a G to a motherfucking scientist. You know, the way them glasses make you look when you put them on, man. I'm like, good God Almighty, but here I can see. I mean, I seen people's faces for the first time. Yeah, it was crazy, man. We had a dude on there on Nellis, and we called him Goon, and everybody was there. I'm sure they know Goon, but the only thing that I can, to this day, Dusty, the only person that I can kind of, if you tell me, you know, if I got to say he looked like anybody, there's a movie came out with this creature in it called Mac and Me.
Oh, of course, Mac and Me. I don't know. Low budget ET.
Right. Exactly.
Uh-huh.
That motherfucker, Goon looked just like Mac and Me. His body structure, his arms, man, the dude's arms was like, yeah, he's tall and skinny. He's tall and skinny as hell, but his arms was like wings. But anyhow, when I got my glasses, I seen him for the first time. You know, he was in my Ruffler. He was one of my dogs, man. He was a tagger dude, and I took to him. He was from some tagger set, but yeah, he was crazy as hell, and he had a good swabble too, man. He was down, but when I got them glasses, you know, just to say this, man, I seen Goon for the first time. I said, man, what the fuck I'm doing eating after this motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I said, what the hell am I doing, man? You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's the shit you do when you're a kid and it clicks and all that. But so years later, I've been wearing glasses ever since. So I got the sun, you know, sun bothers my eyes, so I keep them tinted. So when I went to the penitentiary, when I went to penitentiary due to 6 years, 11 months, my glasses came with me. And man, every spread that I've been on, they give me problems. Like as soon as I go to county jail, you take off your glasses. Man, these glasses are prescription. You can't take them. You know, give me my glasses. You know, they got a tint on them. So what? They prescription. So I've been wearing my glasses, and throughout all these years, man, behind tinted glasses, you'd be surprised at some of the shit that you see, because you know when you're doing time. Don't nobody look up in your eyes, man, unless they looking for a problem, you know, unless they looking for a problem or they conversating, but it's a whole lot of nosy motherfuckers in prison. Yes, it is. So, and me, myself, I'm nosy too. I call it being aware, highly aware from all the time and shit that I did. But, you know, good on point inmate is conscious of his surroundings. So I peeped a whole lot of shit. And being that I had these glasses, right, I could peep way more shit, because now I can look and then don't nobody know what I'm looking at. So while I'm sitting back in my bunk on this particular coffee wood out here in Virginia, it's a big spread, man. MS-13 run that bad boy. It's close to Washington, D.C. So, and majority of Mexican essays on this compound, but there's a lot of white guys and a lot of black guys. So there's a lot of work being done, a lot of tattoo work being done, and shit, man, I'm talking about every day or so you get a pile of laundry, blood all on it. So, you know, from when you getting tattoos. So I be sitting in my bed, because I'm across from this guy that's doing the tattoos. Now, if I already made it, you know, I've already peeped him out, and I know, and it's crazy because once people hear my voice, they'll know this guy who I'm talking about. I ain't gonna put him out there, but anyhow, from watching him do his little tattoo work in you know, his cut was directly in my view while I'm laying back in my bed watching TV, so I could look past the TV and see him giving tattoos. And I would look at the look on his face while he doing them, and I say, yeah, cuz got to be, and I say, and Dusty, I was a dog and always been a dog, but cuz it just picked up in my language, man. You know, I lived down south and here in Virginia, so it's just part of the lingo now. You know, anything might fly out of my mouth, you know, but yeah, I used to watch them do their shit, man, and then I watched some of the dudes getting back pieces, and I said, they liking this too much. They liking this too much. You know, I watched him give a tattoo one time, and he do a guy's back piece, and it's crazy, man. You know, but I end up knowing this guy's baby mother later on down the road. The guy that was getting the back piece, I knew his baby's mother, and kind of messed with her a little bit, but she had told me that she believed it came out of her mouth one day. She said, oh, he's gay any goddamn way. He's a faggot. So, and this is after I seen him in prison. So I'm seeing him get a back piece in the prison. He a very respectable dude, notable dude. He got, you know, he known or whatever, but he enjoying this tattoo too much. And this guy got his shorts pulled all the way down to his back, his ass cracked. And he got, the dude that's doing the tag got his elbow leaned over on this dude's ass. So I said, man, there's something touchy going on in this. But so dudes that's getting tattooed, I mean, I am highly aware, and I'm watching shit like that when I'm in jail. And I hope that these youngsters that's going there saying, I'm gonna get sleeves and this and that, or whatever, keep in mind that it might be Michelangelo doing your tattoo. But believe me, man, all them cats that's doing them tattoos, a lot of them love doing tattoos. Yes, sir. A lot of them had their elbows swiping through the crack of your ass while they doing your back piece. Oh, my fault. You know, that's all you get is a my fault. And you laying there enjoy. I got one tattoo I got on Nellis, and I ain't living about tattoo. I mean, anybody else, what they want to do, but I said, as far as the system, I ain't getting no mother. I ain't getting no work. Hell no. And I never wanted that. So that was something I never got into. But yeah, that was on Coffee Wood, man. That was on Coffee Wood here in Virginia. So, and a lot happened. That was 90. That was 2007 and 2008. In 2008, a lot happened in that year, man. A lot happened. My children's mother, right? We had been together 13 years. She told me over the phone, and I took it totally wrong. You know, you hear one thing on the phone when you're in jail, man, and you take it all the way out the left field. But she said, we was having a conversation, and she said, yeah, I'm content with being single. I'm not looking for anybody. Because I said, well, who you out there dating? And she said, I'm content with being single. So I took that to, I said, what the fuck you mean you single? You know, you got me. I'm just here. So I took it to another level, and you know, that kind of affected my program, even though I'm still, you know, we still talking. She's not single. I just took it, took it way out of context. So I started messing up, man. I started fucking up a little bit, and I met a dude from a place called Pilot, Virginia, Pilot. So there's no black people at all in Pilot, Virginia, at all. I had to go down there years later, delivering furniture, and there's a small little bridge that you have to go under to enter the town. And on the side, man, no niggas allowed. Yeah, it had it painted on there.
Damn.
So I didn't deliver the bed. Hell no, I ain't deliver the bed. I took a picture of the sign and turned it, you know. But I met a guy on Coffee Wood from Pilot. This guy, a 57-year-old little short dude named Red, man. Motherfucker looked like a leprechaun. But he was a hustler. You know, type of people don't have shit, man, but you know, they always eating, they always smoking, you know. So I had a cigarette connection, but I ain't really deal with people to get them off. So I had Red, you know, I would roll all the roll-ups, and he'd get out on the yard, man, and thump them. We'd never go, like, you know, I never needed for anything in prison, man. Thank God. They had a good hustle, always a hustle. So we will start giving Red selling cigarettes. And my only hustle at the time was I was the head baker in the kitchen, so I made all your desserts and shit like that, all your bread every day. And I had access to dough and yeast and stuff like that, and sugar. The only one on the compound. I would go to the person every day, the head of the kitchen. I said, "Look, I needed 2 pounds of sugar, and I need this or that," and they give it to me. You know, they trusted me. I earned the trust. But so I could sell, you know, the dough mix that you make for loaf of bread that you make rolls and stuff out of. I would take that and put it in one of those small drinking cups and fill it all the way to the top. So that's $5. So that was my hustle right there. I'd sell you a cup of dough mix for $5. And with that cup of dough mix, you could make you 2 big ass Domino's 12 and 12 round, you know, pieces. You can have you some good shit going on, and nobody couldn't get the roll mix but me. But anyhow, Red knew that, and you know, amongst our talking, he said, "Man, can you get your hand on some yeast?" I said, "Hell yeah, I can get all the yeast you need." He said, I need 2 cups of it. I said, "What you gonna do?" And he explained to me how he was gonna make some liquor. Now, in Cali, we call it Pruno. Yeah, we call it Pruno out there, right? Yeah. So out here they call it something else, man.
Something?
Yeah, it's something like that. It's something like that. But man, this motherfucker, I didn't.
Go ahead.
Yeah. There's another name. It's gonna come to us. But I mean, this dude was known on the streets for making good liquor. He was known. I mean, there's some fucking documentaries where his name comes up in the mountains, in the Appalachian Mountains. He was 56, 57 years old. But anyhow, I never knew that until I researched him later on. I need 2 cups of yeast. I made him 2 cups. I got 2 cups of yeast from the kitchen. Man, that shit stinks so bad. I knew I was gonna get caught bringing it out, but you know, of course, you put it in the plastic glove, tuck it in your nuts. You know, walk on, get searched. No, but I mean, I could smell myself stinking when I was walking up to get searched. You know what I'm saying? I said, he gonna smell this shit.
Hooch, right? Is it hooch?
No, it's something else.
No, keep going. I'm sorry. I just came to you. Keep going.
Yeah. But that is one of the words. Hooch is one of the words, but it's something else.
Okay, keep going.
So I bring the yeast. I make it out the shakedown, get it back to him. Man, this red. Now, mind you, the ball field out there were all, you know, when they let out all the units on one side, I think it's about 7, 8 of them on one side. Everybody go to the same ball field big as hell. So there's these flowers, man, dandelions. You know them little yellow flowers?
Yeah.
Okay, they all over the ball field. The Mexicans come out there and play soccer. You know, they all over the ball field. But once I get the yeast back, Red go off. He happy as hell. This motherfucker smoking roll-ups back to back. You know, cigarettes back to back. As soon as the door pop, he shoot out there, man, and stop. I mean, hey, look, man, they hadn't cut the grass. The soccer field was full of dandelions. And I know by the time they let us stay out there about 3 hours, time when that motherfucker was bald, he done took all the flowers off of there. All the flowers from, I mean, this is a full soccer field, full football field. He done took all the flowers. I mean, yeah, I'm probably exaggerating, but not by too much. It was bald when he came back in. So he takes these flowers and he put together some wine. And that's when I find out that's what he's doing. I'm like, what the hell you doing? So we always got heads up when they're going to shake down. This wine been sitting in this box, man, sitting in the box in the cut for like a week. For like a week, man, probably longer than that. But it got our cut smelling like liquor. Every time Steve walked in, y'all somebody drinking. They done shook innocent people down and all this shit. They getting mad at us because we bringing heat. So one guy, he works in administration. He's the inmate. He come back one day and say, man, they gonna shake down. And normally when he do that, they coming within 15, 20 minutes. So as soon as he tell that Red get the wine, we got it in a milk bag. He took a milk bag out the kitchen. He put it in a pillowcase. All right, a white pillowcase. Now, mind you, when you laying on your back in the dorm, on your bed, and you look up, all you see is white. The ceiling is painted white. The rafters is painted white. So he puts the wine in a white pillowcase. And man, I don't know how this old man do it. You know, like say country. He's from the country, but he He climbed up the side of got on the dryer and climbed up the side of the wall. And everybody on Coffee will remember this story. He put the wine up in the top up there, right? Up in the top of the rafter. And that's where it stayed. That's where it stayed. So,
wow.
And I got the story a little mixed up. He had did that after he made it. He put it up in there, and that's where it was set up in the ceiling for like 7 days. It was sitting up in that corner in the rafters, smelling like hell. So anyhow, out of the blue one day, the guy from administration that works on our unit, that lives in our unit, and he works in administration, he came and said they're gonna shake down. So normally, like I said, they come in 15 minutes. So we look out the window, man, at the catwalk, and we see them coming, man. They ride gear, they coming. So of course, I really get the wine. This old man jumps on the dryer and shoots up. He crawling, it's about 15 feet up, man, in them doors. He crawled the wall. He grabbed the raffle like Spider-Man. He got one hand on the pillowcase and the wine. He untying it from the string, and then the next minute I know he trying to crawl down, and he lose his balance, man. He lose everything. He loses grip and fell right on his back, man. He fell about 11 feet on his goddamn back, right on his back, and the wine fell next to him and busted. Man, hey, the people came up in there at that time. As soon as it hit, he was just getting out. He just got up off the ground, making his way up out the wine, slipping and sliding. Took his socks and shoes off, and they came in, turned that corner. They smelled it. I mean, hell, you could not smell it. The next door of the dorm smelled it. And yeah, so they never pinned it on nobody, and it was out of the cameras. It was out of the camera's view, where he had up in the ceiling. But yeah, he got fucked up that day, man. That man fell, and he hit that thing. That was really, he was a soldier, man. He got I guess, drinking that liquor all that time, but he ended up putting down, we put down several batches after that. And I'm telling you, man, he had everything that people used to say about him. That man used to make some of the best wine. His shit was selling these stores out here, and it'd be just as clear like water. Yes, sir. So we was making $20, the same cup. I'd bring the roll mix in, $5 a cup. We put the wine in that cup, and we sell it for $20. That's 4 pack of cigarettes, man. We was making a killing. Hell yeah, that was a story, old boy. Yeah, some of the craziest, things I was telling you I seen behind them shades up in that bad boy.
That makes sense, yeah, because you have the shades on. You can look people in the eye and they don't even know you're looking at them. So you can see stuff that's going on before it even happens.
That's right. So on the same compound, now, man, now normally the benefits of the shades, all right? I'm sitting there, I might be in a group at the picnic tables talking, but my eyes way over there at a whole nother, you feel me? So I'm peeping out this one guy, and he's just, the shit is crazy because he a good dude. I dealt with him, but he in love with a gun, man. He's in love with a gun, a white dude, and I'm talking about every day he's smiling. He's just a good dude, but he's too happy to be here. That's the only thing that keep going in my mind. Motherfucker, you are too happy to be here. He wake up smiling, he go to sleep smiling, you just too happy to be in prison. But him and his white dude's in love, so he ends up getting the white dude's name tattooed on his neck, Destiny. All right, so we had visited one day, and I'm talking to my woman, and they happen to put this guy that I'm telling you about 2 seats down from me. So in the midst of me visiting my family and playing with my playing my kids and shit, I'm eavesdropping on his shit, and I see that his girl is looking at, well, I guess it's his wife. She's looking at his new tattoo, touching it, and all that. And he's like, yeah, that's the Destiny, baby. He's kind of telling her a story about it, the Destiny. So boom, I don't think nothing. I keep it to myself, man. Tell my partners about the shit. We laugh it off. Now, about 2-3 weeks later, I'm in the visiting room again. And lo and behold, he pops up in there too, and his wife. And what make it so bad, man, it seemed like him and his wife had a lovely relationship. Like she was young, she was a younger woman, but man, she was hanging in there with him and bringing the kids. I'm like, man, you got something to go home to. That's what we all want. So, the dude, I'm telling you, the white guy, the Gump, the gay dude, Destiny, walks up in there, and he got a visit too. And Lord, oh my God. Man, I see this whole shit. It's like Jerry Springer. The white dude look over at him because he had been telling him that his mother was coming to see him, that he didn't have a girl and all that shit. White dude looking, and look, that dude, they want you to call him she. But that's one thing that I never did respect it once again to the. But I'm a Baptist man. I've always been raised like that. So this motherfucker walked over there to the dude and his wife, and he said, you like that tattoo on his neck? That's my name. I'm Destiny. And then he smacked the hell out of her, man. He smacked this dude's wife. And I'm automatically thinking that dude, smacked his wife. And I'm thinking, dude gonna take off on him. This is Coffeewood, man, 2007. So I'm thinking the dude gonna take off on him, but he don't even take off. He just get in the middle of it, like break it off. I wish a motherfucker would hit my baby mama. I'm saying it in my head. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying in my head, but yeah. Smack this shit out. So, and after that, of course, nobody went to the hole. They sent him back to the units, and but his wife never came up there. His wife never came up there, and all the little knick-snack he was getting from commissary, that shit stopped. Like, I ain't never see the boy in the commissary line no more. And he ruined his whole life over some dumb shit. Yep. Yeah, man, that was some behind the scenes. But I would watch him. I knew it was gonna come to blows, man, because once again, seeing it all through the tinted windows, man. You know, like a damn soap opera every single day. Anyhow, man,
reality show.
That was
right
so that was hell, it was a reality show. So I'm on this different spread. They had a lot of prisons closed down during the time I was in the budget cuts, and they shut one, and then everybody had to leave. So man, I ain't never been no lazy cat. Never in my life been no lazy cat, man. But they sent me. I started my bid on a Supermax. They're on Red Onion, and that's why I seen Malvo. You ever heard Malvo, the DC Snipers?
Sounds. Oh yeah. Yep. That was early 2000s, right? Was that early 2000s?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was there in 2005, so it had to be. It had to be from 2000. But yeah, man, he was all in the news, and the young one is the one that they sent down there, the one that they saying was influenced and all that shit. So, man, one day he had to go to court, and I was the head cook down there. So I was one of the head cooks. There was three of us, and I was the one like to make all the vegetables, mashed potatoes, shit like that. And then they cooked the meats. I wanted to cook the meat because them motherfuckers couldn't cook. I wanted to cook the meat so bad, but you just have to wait it out and wait your time. One of them leave, you step up. But so as a cook, I'd go into work, man, like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'd see a bunch of shit, Forgive me, I had to spark up this gun.
Do your thing. I'm smoking a joint myself, so partake, huh?
That's right. Hey, thank God they legalized it. Boy, Donald Trump.
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm. But, so, man, Malvo, the helicopter came down, I guess, about 2 o'clock in the morning. So that automatically woke every goddamn body up. But can't nobody see because all the glasses is like church windows from inside the place. So you can't see out. But everybody just hear a helicopter. So I get to go out around 3:30. I'm going to work. And lo and behold, the helicopter is there for him. Red Onions is in the mountain, man. That down there, man, it's like Castle Grayskull. And I had the opportunity to go down in that region when I was I got out years later and started doing roofing work. I got down in that region, and this is crazy. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna move it on. But man, when I went down there, I was the only nigga I seen in 2 weeks. I stayed there for 2 weeks putting roofs on a building, and I swear to God, I wasn't. And sometimes they treat you. Well, they treated me. I felt like a damn celebrity, man. But then, you know, once you put your dick in something, and that's what I did. I met this old white girl, and she was, and I started messing with her, and then all that love turns to hate. You know, the motherfucker like, you know, who is this new motherfucker coming? Yeah. But so that was where the prison was in that Duffield, Wise County, and this is all here in Virginia, right? So, man, I seen Malvo that morning, and they had him in a wheelchair, it's a restraint chair. Everything is handcuffed down, but don't you know that this boy had makeup on? He looked just like a girl. Just like a girl. He had put a fingernail polish on. So that was one of the things that you never hear about. But I promise to God that he is a straight woman now. I mean, you know, he's a man, but as far as he wear makeup, and I don't know why they should do a big ass 2020 interview on, because something was really wrong with that boy's mind for him to do that. So I also gotta take the trays to the people in lockdown. You know, the people that's locked, they never come out their cells, man. They say they let them out one time a day, but I swear to God, they don't. You know, they don't, man. And some of them dudes don't never come out their cells. So I take the tray to Malvo room one time, and his room, man, he has a dartboard. They don't give him shit, but he has made all this stuff. He is intelligent as hell. But that was one of the celebrities that I ran into. You know, when I say celebrity, he's just known for doing that dumbass shit that he did. But he was, and don't you know this boy got a chance to get out because of the laws that they done changed? Like he actually has a chance to get out. And I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, but he was down there crazy as hell.
Yeah, I remember everybody thought it was a white dude, but they were black, right?
Yeah, they were black. I'm telling you,
everybody thought they were white while it was going on. I remember people like, man, these guys are some white cats, and we were like, nah.
Man, I tell you, when that was going on, man, you ain't stopping that to get. Hey, look,
gas.
I wouldn't even. Yeah, I don't even want no gas. I run that jank on E, so I get around a gas station where I know ain't nobody around, man. I ain't doing that. But yeah, that was red onion, and they so far out the radar in the mountain. So I'm sitting there one day, I'm cooking, and we all cooking, and one of the cooks. He a big buff dude. He cool as hell, man. I like him. He an older dude, done been there about 27 years, and all he do is cook. You know, he stage struck. All he do is cook. But this other one that he done took under his wing, man, I think they had some shit going on. I don't know. You know, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure he did. But anyhow, so the buff one not there this day that I'm talking about, but the other guy is. And he really don't talk. He don't say shit. He just come do his job, and he might a whimper or comment on something, you know, but whereas one particular day, and he can't see worth a damn, man. He can't see. I watched this man bumping the walls. He about 50-some years old too, you know. And so one day I'm watching him out the corner of my eye. I think I'm cooking rice that day. And I'm cooking, and he's making chili con carne. Well, he's up on this stool over the pot. And next thing I hear him say, I watch these dudes so many mistakes, man. I watch them. I've been cooking all my life. My daddy raised us up cooking, right? And so I know that I'm not going to have my face right at the door of an oven when I open it. But I watch these dudes, man, pull their ovens and almost burn all the meat off of their Yeah, I watched them do some of the dumbest shit, man. I try to grab butter, you know, throw butter in said it might be cooking starches in a big pot, and they'll throw some butter in there or something, or try to put it in there with their hands and get the damn hand burned off from the steam that's coming out the pot. But anyhow, so he's up on the stool with the boat paddle, you know, the big boat paddle. That's what they stir everything with. And he's up on the stool about to stir the chili con carne, and he opened the pot. And I don't know why he opened the hand, but I mean, you know, the lid before he got up there. But he waited till he got up and he opened it, and the steam come out, man. And he dropped the boat paddle and grabbed his face and damn. You know, like I said, this man never said nothing, but he said that damn. That steam brought it out of him. Damn. And see, like I said, he had been down. The other one been there about 27 years, and this dude had been there about 14 years. All right. So he had the same contacts from 14 years when he had got arrested. The jail penitentiary don't give you no contact. So he had the same worn out ass contacts from 14 years ago. But anyhow, apparently the sting got on him and he hit his eye. He went to hit his face to wipe the sting, and one of the contacts dropped down in the damn chili con guard. And so, forgive me, homies, that was at Red Onion. I never said nothing about that. But they ate contact that day. Because if we had a that shit melted into the whole chili pot. I already know it did. But I never said nothing. I looked at him and I already knew something happened because damn, and he was holding that one eye. I said, what happened? Damn, contact. I ain't gonna say nothing, man. If you don't say nothing, you lace these people meal with a control. One morning, this big white lady ran the kitchen, and I mean, there was a butter job where you just sit on your ass and collect money and tell inmates what to do. And it showed, man, she had hips. She had hips from left to right. I mean, that was all she did, have a big set of hips. But for one morning, I'm in there cooking the cream of wheat. I'll never forget it, home. This stuff is burning in my ear. I tell you about these stories that I died with, So I go grab one of the big 20-pound bags of cream of wheat and dump it in. And then I grab an oven and dump it in. And when the water's already boiling. And when I dump the second one in, man, the bottom of the bag is a little moist. And when I dump it in, a big clump of maggots come out that joint. I said, oh my God. Hey, I said, oh my God. I'm talking about, I probably gritted my teeth so hard I broke every damn tooth in my mouth. And I ran to the little office, and I said, man, we got to take cream of wheat off the menu. I said, we ain't got no more cream of wheat. So it took about 6 bags to feed the whole compound. It took about 6 bags, and I had dropped 2 in there. If I'm lying, I'm dying, homie. I swear to God. She came out there, and the moisture, apparently it was like a humidity leak from the freezer or something, but it got the bottom of the bags wet, and that caused maggots to form. She went in there, she said, how many bags we got left? And I went in there, and there's like 8 bags. And she said, how many you got in there? I said, 2. She said, go ahead and drop the other 4 in there. And I said, you don't want me to throw it? Yeah, I said, you don't want me to throw it out? She said, hell no, we can't waste no food like that. Wow. And man, I did what she told me.
And it's gonna.
I did what she told me.
That's nasty, dog.
I swear to God. Hey, look. The only difference is that cream of wheat is all white. Now, mind you, sometimes this shit had brown in it. Had a little brown, like woo. Hey, look, don't you know the first unit that came in? I couldn't tell them nothing because you can't even talk. At Red Onion, you got 2 units full of workers. That's like 400 people. But then you got 2 units that's full of like people that they are on segregated. Like they don't get much time as we get out of our room, but they might get 4 hours out of their room. They done made it up from a level of being totally locked down. But anyhow, when their unit came in, like, can't nobody be by the window or they'll lock your ass up. You can't even say, you can't even look out at, there's no communication, just a hole in the wall, slide the tray, and that's it. But when our unit come in, we got a little less time. I mean, we got a little more, weave time where we can kind of go to the window and yell out and go to the cubby. So I couldn't say nothing to their unit. They ate maggots, but when our unit came in there, I was able to get to one of them like, man, don't eat the cream of wheat. Look, the shit got maggots in it. Boom. I told one person that he kind of passed it along. But lo and behold, homie, I look out the fucking gate about 5 minutes later, and I'm talking about dudes slopping that cream of wheat down, putting the bread in it after I done told them. Yeah. I done told them that shit was crazy. That was some crazy shit, man. But that was Red Onion, man.
Golly, bro, that right there just makes me. That should makes somebody not want to get locked up. That's gross, man.
I'm telling you, that's why I say, man. Of course, man. I've been thinking about that. I said, yeah, I always liked it I'm a talker, man. I'm a talker, and I like to.
Yeah, I love it. I'm glad, like you said earlier, man. You said these are stories you're gonna die with, so I'm glad that you can, speak them, so when 50 years down the line you're not here, people can still, you know, play these stories, man.
Amen. Amen. And you know, and I know that a whole lot of like I said, I told you, youngsters, man, they be listening. You got a hell of a fan base, man, and I want them to hear. Oh yeah, I mean, you might. I mean, I couldn't tell you the amount of reunions I you know that I ran into in prison that made me feel shit. I'm sitting on TV in Sealmore, and with my homie Green Dog, I've been on there about probably about 5-6 months, and then Green Dog come on there. I mean, this is my dog, man. This is a dude. You know, he was spending the night over my house. You know, shit. I spent the night over his house. We next door neighbors, but he came up in there, so that was like a family reunion. And then years later, when I was an adult, my stick man, Carl Lee, out in Charlottesville, Virginia, man, and he's like my damn first cousin, something like that. But we real good friends. He came on Coffeewood, and I seen him from the other side of the dining hall, man. It was like, son of a bitch, you know, you thought I was at McDonald's, a smile lit up on my face. So even though I can tell stories like that, man, it is no glorification. If a youngster think that that's something, if a young dude out there committing crime think that that's something to look forward to, nigga, you crazy, and you need counseling. You feel me? Man, But I see so many of them, so many, you know, they built a store right up the corner from my house right here, and it ain't been built 6 months. And I said, watch, motherfucker gonna die there within a year. And somebody just got shot. Yeah, a 25-year-old dude, man, dead. Yeah, dead. So of course, you know, when I see something like that, I get his name and I look at him on Facebook and kind of, you know, I do what America do, stereotype. Yeah. So that's what I do. You know, that's what I do, look at his Facebook. But you know what? The dude was young, but he had a beautiful girl and he had kids. So he might have looked the part, but he wasn't living the part. So why the hell you out here doing that? That's why I wish somebody could have told him for you know, stop out here. You got a beautiful, he lived in the city away too. He was just down here clubbing. So you should have been at home with your wife and your kids. You down here tripping and get caught up in that shit. And there's so many of them that do that, man. There's so many of them that do that.
They're so proud to be outside. I'm outside.
Yeah.
Man, go inside with your wife and your kids and watch a movie, dog.
One of the things that brought a lot of people together on Adams and Nellis was weed. Man, us young motherfuckers. Yeah. We would smoke weed and I'm talking about. I have seen dudes have bad trips on weed, but I ain't never had shit was good for me. I smoke weed, man. Me Pookie from Gray Street, Benny Mendoza from Paramount, Cass from East Coast, you know, Squally from H-Ray Gangster. We just all, you know, beating up from 6 Deuce Bremer. We just have a good time, man. Sit back and chill and eat and all that. So we brought us together. But years later now, once again, I'm grown now. Years later, I'm on Baskerville in here in Virginia. And this is a camp. And see, what I was telling you, Dusty, when I was telling you I ain't no lazy dude. I ain't never been no lazy dude. So when I got to Baskerville home, Red Onion, I worked my ass off. I was cooking. I had a routine. I'd get up and this and that, work and then work. Work and then work out and take my ass back to the cell. I had shows I would watch, you know, shit like that. On Baskerville, when they transferred me to Baskerville, I didn't do jack shit because I didn't have to. All right, I slept. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker, I tell motherfucker, I said, man, on Baskerville, and what did you do? I slept for 2 years. 2 years, yes, sir. On other compounds, at 9 o'clock in the morning, it's earlier than that. I think 8. They come through and they wake you up. You can't get in your bed. You got to have your bed changed, made. You got to be sitting in the chair. Like, you got to be out of your bed. You can't have your TV on, a whole bunch of strict shit. But on Baskerville, you could sleep all day. You could be up under your blankets from morning to night. You ain't never had to make your bed. The COs didn't want any problems. They was quiet. By this time, they had stopped cigarette smoking. But lo and behold, man, that's all Baskerville was pretty much a road camp. Okay, in this region of Virginia, there's nothing but tobacco fields. So they would come back, man, with tobacco leaves, and they let them dry them out. And man, so we always had cigarettes down in Baskerville. We never ran out of cigarettes. But yeah, man, I slept for 2 years, straight. You know, that's all I would do. And it's closed now, so I can say this without even worrying about anything. But there was a time when they left their commissary unmanned with a window open. And me and a couple other dudes, we went in there shopping, man. And I'm telling you, I got enough shit to last me about 6 months. Yeah. That was on Baskerville. And I said, you know, once again, reality hit me. One thing that I can say to this, you know, to this day, that if your mind telling you, you know, people say, I should have went with my first thought. All right, if your man tell you something at first, motherfucker, go with it. All right, because you gonna end up saying, I should have went with my I should have went with my I said, yeah. But yeah, so my first thought told me to go and do it. So I did it, and we got away with it, you know. But hell yeah, I was always a first thought person. But no, you know, most of the time your first thoughts is going to tell you to not do something and not do this and that. But I was on some criminal shit back then, and as soon as I seen the opportunity, and lo and behold, they had the commissary. It was in a wide open compound. All right, it was a wide open compound, but it was a little shed with a fence around it, an 8-foot fence, and for some reason, they had left the window open. I guess it got too hot in there because they didn't have air conditioning. And they have only time they be up in there is like once, like 3 days out the week when they call each building to come get their commissary. So this one particular day, they left that damn window open, man. And me and some other guys seen that shit. We was like acrobats getting over that shit. We was like acrobats, yeah, getting over that wire. And I couldn't believe it. I said, here I am in prison pulling a grand larceny. But yeah, I never needed for nothing for a long time. That was another reason why I slept too. A lot of times on these other compounds, man, I needed you need a job, you needed a job and shit like that to get, get commissary and extra shit like that. And I wouldn't want to keep asking home for nothing, so I started working. And so that's how I started. I ended up going to this compound, Pulaski, man, and I knew how to cook. And they didn't have a cook position open. They had a head baker position. I said, well, I'm gonna become a baker. So I go in there and tell them I had all this type of experience. And at this point, I didn't know how to make shit but brownies and muffins and stuff like that. You know, I make enough for a family. I ain't know nothing about baking and bulk and all that shit. So along the way, man, you know, all you guys that was on Pulaski, I love you, but y'all done ate eggshells, nothing nasty, you know, nothing. I would never do that, but I done dropped whole eggshells in the goddamn stuff, and, you know, some of them caught it, and so this one particular day, now mind you, this is a different compound too, Dusty. I'm jumping around a little bit, but I got to tell you this story. All right, Miss Graham on Coffeewood. She knows me good, and she knew my father. I don't know whether they dated and something like that, but she always liked me because she knew my father. So she gave me a lot of love on there. Anything I ever needed. If the recipe called for 4 sugars, and I said, Miss Graham, I need 6 sugars, she would give me 6 bags of sugar. So we rushing. There's something going on this day, and I got a baking crew, about 5, 6 different guys, and we all in there. We rushing. We trying to get out so we can get to the ball game. So we cracking eggs and mixing dough and all this. So you're supposed to, when you're doing mass baking, you're supposed to crack each egg and then put it in a glass and then add it to your big stir, because you know you're suspect to have a bad egg and you don't want to just crack it and put it in your pan because it contaminates your whole pan. Yeah, so I got to catch Kenny, and Kenny is a whole nother damn story. He's from up in there, Arlington, Virginia, but he's a pimp. He's a pimp, white dude, but he acts real black. Up there, he acts real black, cool as hell, and everything come out of his mouth real slick. But anyhow, he was taking a shortcut. And, you know, you can't watch everything at all the time. So I'm turning my back, and he cracking eggs and putting them directly in the pot. So he cracked 1 egg, He crack I guess he on. It got to be on his 300 something egg, something like that. He cracked one egg, and it was green. It was a fucking baby chicken in there, and it dropped inside of the mix. And he said, "Oh shit!" And we automatically smelled it. As soon as it smelled like several asses, toilet paper. I mean, toilets just back to back. That shit stink. It stink real bad. So I ran over to the pot and I took a smaller pot and tried to pull out all of the, the green and everything that it could have hit. I tried to take it out. I tried to pull it out. But of course, man, that smell would not get out of there. So, like I said, we trying to get out on the ball field, man, because they got a big tournament that we want to watch. So I said, fuck it, man, go ahead and cook it off. We got the green part out of there in the shell, but when something is contaminated, and this is what you learn in life when it's contaminated, and this even goes. Hey, look, you can relate this to almost anything. If a little kid is contaminated and you put his ass in that elementary school, he's going to contaminate. If a girl is contaminated and you put her in the hood, she's going to contaminate. Anyhow, this egg was contaminated, and we put it in this big mixer, and it contaminated the whole pot. And we said, "The hell with it." We cooked it off, and Miss Graham, she been baking for years, man. So Tyree, they're telling me. She said, "Tyree, what's it? What? Something dead up in here." I don't know. They've been smelling it all day. So we convince her. We take her nose off of the mix and convince her there must be a rat or something that done died behind one of the ovens. Man, we cook this shit off, and I'm telling you, we got 4 big ovens, and they said we cook them off in each pot. When they come out there, I mean, of course, you got the smell of the bread, but you also got the smell of the funk in there. Just like cooked bread funk. Yeah, we served it. We served it, and I don't know. I mean, some shit you just ain't got to tell people, man, because they knew I didn't put out no bad. I was one of them dudes, man. If they say give you plain cake, and the menu call for plain cake, and we got a bunch of strawberries in the back going bad, I dump all them in there, and then you have strawberry shortcake. So they know that I'm always gonna show them love. But when this bread came out there, and I said, I know they can smell that shit, but they was still picking it up and putting it in their mouth. And I'm like, and don't you know that shit got so many people sick? So that was one thing that I have learned. I always been clean, man, and institutionalized made me organized and shit like that. But cross-contamination is real. And a lot of, you hear about it and you kind of, but yeah, I learned that day from one egg, made about 700 inmates have the shits.
Yep. Oh man, damn, dude. Hey,
yes, sir.
It's been a great. I gotta wrap it up because I have another call in about 10 minutes. But this has been a pleasure, man. I want to give you a chance to promote anything you have. The floor is yours, man.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Shout out to the listeners, Dusty, and once again, man, y'all check me out, Lapone Denver on YouTube. And SoundClick, just put it in the Google, man. And I'm all about the music, man, the comedy, the comedy and the stories, check that out. Yeah, y'all go to it and check it out and share it, and listen to some of the R&B music, man, because for real, that's the message that I'm trying to give, man. And loyalty, hold it together, family first, and never forget where we came from. Ron Jones, Dusty, was one of the CEOs at Nellis, and he reminds me of Denzel. No, Ron. Now he's a different guy now.
Okay,
this guy named Ron Jones. Yeah, he reminds me of Denzel Washington. To this day, he always reminds. He was Denzel, man. Hey, the same way that cats say about me. They say, man, he was Snoop Dogg before we even heard of Snoop Dogg. Well, Ron Jones was Denzel Washington before Training Day. Yes, sir, he was. But he always said a quote that stuck with me, and I hope he all right listening to this. But he said, "Remember to remember, never to forget." And that shit has stuck with me. Like, that's why I tell him, remember to remember, never to forget. And Yeah, all them dudes is young cats. You got to remember, you got me, you got me, you got a whole bunch of OGs. You got a Spooky from Salinas to all my essay homies, man. A Bandit from Canoga Park. They get on here and they tell you the stories. They tell you the stories. You know how not to do it. They telling you how not to do it. So straighten up, man. You know, you got to straighten up because prison life ain't no fucking fun. It's some shit to talk about. Yes, everything is some shit to talk about, but prison life ain't no fun, man. And no way to live, you know? There's no way to live up under no gun like that.
LA
but yeah, remember to remember.
Never to forget. Never to forget. I'm a quote Amen. That now. I love that. Hey, man, I'm gonna definitely touch base with you every few months and bring you back on. Love the vibes, and sure. I want to keep these stories going, and I just love your energy and everything, and I want to thank you once again for joining the show, man, and I'll definitely be in touch. All right.
Yes, sir. Heads up to you, Dusty.